Evening, Todd.
Mr. District Attorney, you're here to tell me about an arrest?
Well, you mean a private press conference? I don't think so.
Well, when am I going to hear about an arrest? I mean, I gave you guys an eyewitness, but I can't do everything for you guys.
I know, Todd, that's funny. I mean that you mentioned Mr. Zelenko, because he's what I want to talk about.
Well, I already told you everything I know, which isn't much.
You know, Todd, things tend to come back, you know, a few days later, things you don't think of at the time.
No, I remember it perfectly. Zelenko came to me because he was nervous about going to the cops. And he felt it was his civic duty to tell what he heard the night of the murder. And I printed his story, that's it.
So you never saw the man before he came to you?
Nope.
Not even at the park doing magic tricks for your wife and your daughter? Or even before that, Todd, when you and Zelenko came back from Europe on the same day? Now, are you sure the man was a total stranger?
Well, this proves it, right? This is the real Todd Manning, a man who will do anything to get custody of Star.
Over my dead body.
Yeah, well, don't count on it. I mean, why do you think that Todd is making this preemptive strike? He's enraged because you're pregnant with Patrick's baby. Well, he thinks that's going to help him in his custody suit, and so he wants to fight it out now.
I can fight it, too.
Good girl. You call your lawyer. You tell him that... Who are you calling? Lou, put me through to Todd, please. Todd? Todd,
This
please.
is ridiculous. He's the last person you should be
Lou, I don't care
speaking
who
to.
he's talking to. I don't care who he's meeting with. Tell him... He's with the district attorney. No. Don't disturb him. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, where are you going?
A wise aunt of mine once told me that when someone strikes you on the cheek, go for the jugular.
Did I tell you that?
Yes, when I'm through with Todd Manning, there's not a court in this world that's going to let him near my daughter or anyone else.
Then to say you should say it. Otherwise, I think you should leave.
How does this sound? Obstruction of justice, fraud, interference in a criminal investigation, and I can go on.
You got nothing.
Nothing but Zeus Zelenko, the man you brought back with you from Europe. The man who follows your orders, even if they mean pointing the finger at an innocent man like Patrick Thornhart.
Oh, an innocent man. I guess you don't read the papers.
Well, Todd, my money says that you invented this story. What I want to know is why.
I'll tell you why. He's got to make Patrick the fall guy to cover up who the real killer is. Himself. And I can prove it. My husband will tell any tale, any lie to keep from looking at his own guilt. Yeah, Todd killed Carlo.
You know, they got all kinds of new medication for people like you now, Blair. Why don't you go home and take a few bottles? Hank doesn't want to hear your wacko accusations.
Actually, Todd, you know, I would be very interested in hearing what Blair has to say.
Todd only wants two things in life now. Revenge on Patrick and a free pass for the murder of Carlo Hesser, and he'll get both if he can put Patrick behind bars.
Now, why would Todd want revenge on Patrick?
Oh, let's see. I think maybe it's when Todd came back to Landview that first night and walked in on Patrick and me sharing a romantic moment.
Is that true?
Yeah. Only from where I was standing, it looked like they were sharing a lot more than just a romantic moment.
And you know what, Hank? Any man with a soul would have talked to me about it, but hatred is the only language Todd can speak, so what did he have to do? He had to make me suffer because I wasn't faithful to a dead man. So he steals my little girl and he tortures all the sets at Angel Square for the play, don't you?
What? Wait a minute. Now, this is the first I heard about this. Why didn't you come forward before?
Because I just found out about it myself just a while ago. And Todd was the man that I loved. Once. And I couldn't bring myself to believe what kind of man he really was. And now he's
All right, Todd. Is there anything you want to say about all this?
Only that there's not a word of truth to it, and she's pregnant with Patrick Thornhart's baby.
Really?
Yeah. Fred Thornhart had a party, and she won the door prize. And now she will say or do anything to protect the father of her baby.
Is Todd telling the truth, Blair? Are you pregnant?
Yes.
And what makes you think it's Thornhart's baby?
Well, it ain't mine. Since my triumphant return from Ireland, Blair and I haven't shared a romantic moment.
Oh, God, just listen to that hatefulness and nastiness in his voice. That should tell you everything you need to know, Hank. God, I bet you really enjoyed shooting Carlo, didn't you, and watching him die and then trying to pin it on everybody else.
Now, Blair, look, that's one of the nice things about this country. You can't get arrested for having a nasty voice. Look, what kind of proof do you have, huh? Do you know if Todd had a gun on him that night?
No, but you and RJ tried to keep him from practically strangling Carlo. You told me that. I mean, that just actually gave him a little bit more time so he could come up with something a little more clever. He was on the deck with the gun when the lights went out.
It was Colonel Mustard with a wrench in the library.
Oh,
You really enjoy yourself.
Oh, come on. She's high on hormones. She's doing and saying anything she can to protect herself and the guy who got her pregnant. I'm taking steps to protect my child Star, but I am really worried about the next one on the way. What? No, don't send her in. Call security and have her...
He's lying.
Escorted them.
Bad news be witness. What are you doing here? Ask Cassie. She will back me up. She would tell you how cruel Todd can be. Yes, I will. But I just got back from the Orion, and it's obvious that Zeus's story is very weak. But isn't that why you're here, Hank? Todd's become your main suspect.
Crazy Kramers in stereo.
If Zeus Zelenko way down on that dock could hear someone on the Orion say anything, let alone distinguish the accent.
Thank you very much, Detective Carpenter. I hadn't been informed that you were assigned to the case.
No, I'm assigned to the story, Hank. And I've seen Todd's rage. You would have, too, if you had walked into that penthouse a little earlier the afternoon that you questioned him. He was throwing clothes around. He was out of control, out of his mind.
Cassie's just upset because I fired her.
Oh, no, I'm grateful for that, Todd. Not a day goes by that I don't thank God that I don't work for Todd. Stop it! Stop it. Okay.
Do they call it morning sickness if you get it at night?
Shut up, Todd. Listen, why don't you just take Blair home now? I don't need to talk to her anymore tonight.
Right. Come on.
No. You can leave, too. You told me to shut.
Maybe later. Come on, Todd. Have a seat over here. Make yourself comfortable. You know, it must have been one hell of a homecoming for you, that first night back in Landview.
No, I've had better.
I mean, you must have dreamed for months, you know, what she would look like, what you'd say. And none of those dreams had her in the arms of another man.
I'm sure there's a point to this, sooner or later.
I mean, come on, you must have stood there and watched it for as long as you could. And then you just took off. No confrontation. But hey, I mean, what's the point? You've already lost her. But the baby, so you can still have her. So, you snatched Star out of the cradle. But something holds you back. Twist of fate, touch of guilt, I don't know, maybe
I just wanted a chance to sit here like this and chat with you.
Yeah. So, little Star, she reappears at the church, and then you stage the return of Todd Manning. Something that had happened, actually, weeks ago. And then you just get on with your life. But there's one man in Landview who believes in revenge even more than you do, Todd, and that is Carlo Hesser. I mean, your paper's slapping him in the face every single morning. You know, and you personally let the man take the heat for the kidnapping of Star and the arson in Angel Square. And then all of a sudden, everything just comes to a head the night of the ball.